Hello everybody, this is Gareth Cahoon Speaks back here with another video. The Do Not Resuscitate Canadian doctors are at it again. I'd like you to hit the subscribe bar, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or otherwise you can donate to my ministry and the charities that I support at garethcahoon3@gmail.com on PayPal. An 84-year-old woman was offered euthanasia, and Canadian doctor ordered to euthanize woman with back pain before diagnosing her. Now she's all better. Canadian citizens are expressing outrage after a woman who was seeking medical attention for back pain was offered euthanasia before she was ever diagnosed. Now a member of Parliament is citing the story of Miriam Lancaster as proof that Canada needs to stop expanding its euthanasia programme. Miriam told her story in a social media video, as well as in a post on the Free Press called Never Kill Yourself. When I went to the doctor in Vancouver with back pain, she offered me assisted suicide. Instead, I recovered and went to Cuba. It started a year ago when Miriam woke up with back pain and went to the hospital before testing her or diagnosing her condition. The hospital staff immediately offered to help her kill herself. I was approached by a lady doctor who the first words out of her mouth were, "We'd like to offer you MAID." Miriam recalls MAID stands for Medical Assistance in Dying. Miriam was 83 and in a lot of pain, but was strong enough to say no to the doctor's assisted suicide. She was able to fight for the treatment she needed. Now she is recovered and was even able to celebrate her daughter's wedding, go travelling and ride a horse, all within a year of being offered medical aid in assisted dying. Tamara Johnson, a member of Parliament for Cloverdale, Langley City, British Columbia, is sounding the alarm about what the story might portend if Parliament passes a new bill to add mental health struggles to the list of those qualified for medical assisted aid in dying. Johnson posted, "I've been hearing from a lot of people this week about the story of an 84-year-old woman in British Columbia who went to the hospital looking for answers about her pain, and she says that before any tests were done or diagnosis was given, MAID was brought up as an option." Johnson, who is known for advocating for the elderly and disabled, has introduced a Bill C-218 to halt the expansion of medical assistance in dying. She warns in 2027 Canada is set to expand MAID to what many are now calling psychiatric euthanasia for people with mental illness alone. That includes conditions like anxiety, depression, PTSD, and yet there is still no clear definition of treatment resistance and no requirement to exhaust all treatment options first. Canadians are asking a simple question: are we offered death before we offer care? She's asking Canadians to reach out to their members of Parliament to ask them to stop the expansion of the assisted dying bill for mental illness and to support her bill C-218. So if there's anybody that's in Canada and would like to contact your medical profession and state your disappointment and add your name to the petition to stop this assisted dying from being carried on any further. If someone with a treatable condition can be presented with assisted death so early in their care? What happens when MAID is expanded to include people who are struggling with mental illness? Jansen asks. When someone reaches out for help, especially at a vulnerable moment, they deserve care, support, and a path forward. We should always be a country that stands for hope, recovery, and protecting those who are the most vulnerable, Jansen said. Now, I am paralysed from the shoulders down, and about a year and a half ago, I was in a hospital because I had lost a lot of weight, and because of that, my baclofen pump um, rejected and broke through my abdomen, leaving a massive hole, which left me with sepsis, and I'm still recovering from it, and this is nearly 2 years on. And I thank God that we didn't have to put up with anything like that, but they did ask for Jem to sign the do not resuscitate, in which Jem said no, that I had everything to live for, that I was only 25 years old and had a good life ahead of me. And this is my fear, that people like me will be just seen as disposable and taking up valuable care that able-bodied people can take. But if we don't look after the most vulnerable in our societies, then what sort of a world is it? In this world, we champion the disabled because, after all, nobody chooses to have an accident. Nobody chooses to have their life stolen from them. And therefore, they should get all the support, the care, and the attention that any other able-bodied person should get. Because when we look after the vulnerable in our societies, we're doing what God said, that we are to look after the orphans, the widows, the lame, the paralysed, the sojourner. And that is the only world that I want to live in, where people value the disabled community and don't look at us as being disposable. Each and every one of us was placed on this earth because God had a purpose in it. And I don't believe that my purpose has been fulfilled yet. And I think also it's disgusting that they're now terminating Down syndrome children. If a woman is pregnant and she finds out that her baby is Down syndrome now, she can get an abortion, which I think is a crime against humanity. Pray for Canada that it changes its ways and stops trying to take out people who quite clearly can still live their life to the full. All you have to do is look at that woman on the horse. She might be 84 years old, but she's got a life and she's living it to the full. Shalom, Maranatha.